Okay, cool. Let's clear everything here. Gonna have some fresh charts. Looks like GJ dropped from the London Open. Let's look at the FTSE. The FTSE also dropped from London Open. Let's check out if there's any news here. So maybe to do with this. Corona pandemic deepens Japan's demographic crisis. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Nothing here too. Nothing really drastic. But we can see the FTSE is dropping. It is tapping into a support. GJ. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so I think it's going to be pretty good if we can form, you know, some minor resistance below this support. It's going to be pretty good for price to continue down. But I'm a little bit, at the moment, you know, we've got the 4-hour close coming up and things like that. So, but yeah, we're going to do some analysis here. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join. No Wilksy this morning so far. See if he jumps on in a little while. So I don't know if any of you guys watched my webinar from last night on the Euro JPY. Did anybody watch that?
Not yet. I haven't seen this yet.
Okay, nice. Well, that's okay. So basically, the analysis was sent just to say that as long as price respects 123.950, 124, that Euro JPY should continue down from a swing setup. So does look like it did that retest that I was expecting, and now it's starting to drop. So yeah, waiting on that for Euro JPY. Let's check out. GJ is kind of doing the same thing. So we're at a strong level. We are approaching a strong level on the 4-hour time frame. But I'm going to do some analysis here once we get a few more people in. Morning, Imran. Break and retest on GJ. Yeah, I see how it's closed on the 15. But I mean, ideally, I'd want to see. Yeah, I think it can continue down really, but I mean, we'll see. Ideally, I'd want a minor resistance formed below 136.350. That's the ideal. But once we get like a few more people in, we will we'll start doing some analysis, because I think we could get an entry here soon. Looking for some sells, but just for the minute, let's break down what's going on. Morning,
guys.
Morning.
Okay, so let's start off here with GJ on the daily time frame. That's going to give us some confluence to start the day. So looking on GJ, I mean, I spoke about the previous daily candle on, you know, the market breakdown yesterday, and what we was talking about was the fact, you know, this top wick was almost like a liquidity wick, and, you know, the way the candle closed, the next daily candle should respect this high and then continue down back to support, just based on the daily time frame. You know, as we have clean candle to left hand side, we rejected this high, we rejected this area 137. Oh, we rejected 137, and now we're starting to drop. So if we go to the 4-hour time frame, for that to happen, the 4-hour would need to break this zone. Okay, we're at a strong area here. This is a previous support, 136 to 60. 250. This is a strong level. It's a very strong level. And then once we break below this area, we have a clean candle to the left hand side. So let's go to the 1-hour time frame. Looking on the 1-hour time frame, we are approaching this area. We've tapped into this strong area. This price is 136 to 70 to 80. So this is going to be our absolute key level. Ideally, the best sells are going to be below this area, because then we have clean candles to left hand side. And then if we just neaten this up a bit like that, we have clean candles to the left hand side. Now, what's kind of gone on from the London open is pre-London, or just before pre-London, kind of pushed us up a little bit to retest this resistance from yesterday's London close, by which we saw this drop happen. So when we go to the 30-minute now, finally, we're looking on the 30-minute, and it's pretty hard. We're coming into a lot of mess. Like, we had this area here is a strong level. We've already tapped into it, and we kind of broke below these support levels. So I think one or two things I want to see is I want to see some form of resistance form, maybe below this area here. 136, 430, for something like that, to continue down. Let's go to the 15-minute, because the 15-minute done like a retest of this support. So, I mean, as long as price can kind of stay below this zone, I think it's going to continue down to retest this low. But I'm a bit skeptical selling over here, because we're approaching this zone. So what I much rather want is to, see price start to drop below this area, create some form of minor resistance to continue moving down. If we look at the 30-minute, the 30-minute closed exactly at this support, right? It closed exactly at the support. So if I get, a 15-minute candle close weak bullish, and then the next one breaks the low, that's maybe going to be a good idea to take a sell, to expect the volume now coming into the market to break down, and then start to break down into this range. But I want to see some form of minor support formed here, because then we have a low created, and then if we're going to start breaking the low, then we're going to make a new low. So that's going to be the first sort of thought process here. Otherwise, a retracement and a minor resistance is going to be good. But right now, I'm pretty skeptical to take any sells based on this candle. I know it's closing below this zone. So we are looking at, the most recent zone. So this whole area was a previous support. So as long as we stay below this zone, price should continue to drop. But at the same time, I don't want to sell here, because if we look left, that would be selling at a support. So we're not going to want to do that. Although I did think this setup here was going to be good for price to continue down. But I think I'm going to be, disciplined, and we're going to wait for some form of low and retracement to be created. Plus the fact I know that in the soon 24 minutes we're going to have the 4-hour close. So it is important where this 4-hour close is. We're just going to look at it from a 30-minute perspective for the minute, because this 30-minute didn't close below this support for me to want to take to sell. So let's just wait for this 30-minute to kind of do its thing, and then we're going to go from there. Now, I don't know if you guys watched the FTSE 100 and GJ correlation market breakdown last night. Anybody watch that?
Yeah, I gave that a watch.
Yeah, what did you think?
That was pretty interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so this morning...
Like 8 o'clock every morning, or was it, the move?
Yes, so this morning, we've had this same again. So if we go to the 30-minute here, so what we saw was pre-London push price down, and this seems to be our retracement candle before London open, and then we had that continuation. Now this 30-minute, it closed back above this zone, so I was thinking that the next candle maybe is going to push up, start to break above. But as this candle was dropping, I was like, okay, so it was a retracement for some more sells, right? And then if we go to the FTSE, let's go to the 30-minute, we can see that it kind of did a similar thing here. London open, push price down, did the same with GJ, and then we had this kind of retracement candle, which kind of gave us an inkling that there was going to be a support for the FTSE to continue up, but it didn't. So it just came down and dropped, and now it's come to this support level. So they're very similar at the sec. So yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that every morning. But yeah, so if you watched that, it was pretty interesting to see how in certain days they move very similar, these big moves. And yeah, we're gonna just keep an eye on it, see if anything comes of it. So it's gonna be a good confluence if it can do so. I mean, ideally, what I'd want as well, potentially, is this for this 30-minute candle to close bullish, but a weak bullish, and then as the next one comes down, breaks the low for some momentum. So hopefully we can get a retracement, because this is the last 22 minutes of the 4-hour, and then if we do get that retracement, then it's going to be pretty good to then wait for that minor resistance, and then take a nice easy sell for a Tuesday. So also, I was just talking about Kelsey on Euro JPY. The analysis played out for the overnight, so we was looking at the 4-hour time frame and just saying as long as the 4-hour respected this zone 123.970, that Euro JPY should continue down. It did like a retest over here, and then it did continue down, so that was actually a good breaker retest. Ooh, on the 4-hour time frame. So yeah, so these sells here pretty hard to catch, but yeah, broke below structure. So I think if you're looking for a sell on Euro JPY, it's creating a low right now, so I think just wait for a retracement or a minor resistance to form for price to continue moving down. So this is the target right over here. Okay, so we checked out that. Let's check out GJ again. 15 minutes, got 5 minutes left to close. If it closes weak bullish, I think this is going to be good, that we're maybe just generating some liquidity. But then again, at the same time, I'm not going to maybe want to take a trade in this 20 minutes. So yeah, I think I'm going to wait for the 30-minute candle to close and then we'll see from there. Let's check out gold, see if gold has broken out of that range. It did. It actually broke out in the Asian session. Wow, that surprises me. Gold broke out in the Asian session. It's now starting to correct this move. So we're actually back in this zone from yesterday. So it doesn't look like anything kind of changed in terms of zone-wise, but I mean, we're neating this one up. So yeah, we're back in the zone from yesterday, so I suppose we're just waiting for a bit more of a clearer direction of where gold wants to go. Looking at GCAD, let's do some fresh analysis here. Looks like GCAD's been dropping ever since pre-London. So let's go to the daily time frame. Looking at the daily though, this candle should continue moving up because we made a high over here. And Kelsey, do you remember I spoke about on GCAD with all these wicks that we're either going to just drop down or we're going to break right through this zone? This was this candle. So this candle did that and now it's created a high. So I think now this created support on the daily, and I mean this candle should flip bullish in theory. Let's go to the 4-hour. So for that to happen, the 4-hour kind of needs to respect this area as a support, because this is the area that we broke out of on the 4-hour time frame. We did create a support over here, so as long as it respects this area as a support, then it shouldn't drop any further. But looking on the 1-hour, so this is that zone, and then the 1-hour is approaching a support right over here at 1.71600. Now we also have this previous support here as well, so it does look like this candle came down, closed below, and then the next one had this clean range to fill. Looking on the 30-minute time frame, it makes sense because this was a previous support, did a little fake out here, price made a low late in the Asian session, and then early pre-London created that resistance for price to drop. So now we've kind of reached a support right over here. Looks like we've tapped into some liquidity zone. So I think that if GCAD can close back above this level, then that's going to be the daily candle starting to flip, and then we have these zones here to fill, these ranges. I guess probably up over here is going to be good. So yeah, we'll see we'll see what happens. But that looks like that could potentially happen. Because remember, GCAD and GJ, they, you know, they're very different, although both influenced by the pound. GCAD obviously has CAD to play a part in the driver of that pair, so that's gonna be pretty important as well. Yeah, so right now it looks like it's rejected this area. I'd even say that possibly, you know, the fact this 15-minute candle is trying to close above this minor resistance, the next 15-minute candle should continue up, but that would be a counter trend trade for the current trend. So just waiting. Oh, tired today, very tired today. So yeah, GJ is doing a retracement, which is good. It's pretty good for us. 15-minute also creating some support. So happy to wait here, let it do its thing. You know, we're going to be trading. I want to be trading this zone. This is the ideal zone if we're going to catch a sell. Otherwise, this could be, you know, if this whole move down gets corrected, then it's going to maybe be something like yesterday, you know. So we're going to have to keep a real close eye on this. But what I do find is when London drops, there's a continuation of that push recently, you know. And a lot of the times at the moment when London pushes price up, it gets corrected. So if we do look at buys and we look at, okay, well, maybe if we break back above this resistance, you know, where could price go? We have clean candles coming up to this zone here. So let's measure this range. So we also have a 30 pip range to 136.850. So that's pretty good. And this range here, I think is like 40 pips, something like that. Yeah, 45 pips. So that's pretty good range. Oh, as well, pretty good range. We do have this like minor support over here that I'm going to be just aware of, you know, because in terms of volume, we still had a clean move and it was just a platform for price to push further up. So we may react to it, but at the same time, you know, when there's volume, price may just ignore that. But we have to just keep an eye on it and say, okay, well, at 12 pips, I'm going to be securing anyway, but this is the point of where price may reject. So I want to see, you know, price keep dropping through to leave runners run. You know, I don't want to see candles closing above this level because then that means they are respecting it. So looking at the 15-minute candle closed bullish. 15-minute candle closed bullish. Looking on the 30-minute still open. So we're just going to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. I'm not so interested in the 15-minute right now. So for gold, yeah, gold sells. I need to see a minor resistance below, you know, 1901, something like that. Yeah, I need to see some form of minor resistance because we're back in this range from yesterday, this dirty range. So don't want to get played. So yeah, I need to wait for some safe confirmations. So just keep an eye on the FTSE, because if I keep seeing this bearish sentiment on the FTSE, then, you know, maybe we're going to get that late push with GJ. But while we wait for this 30-minute candle to close, I'm going to stick on some music, go make a nice cup of tea, and then, yeah, we'll get to some more analysis. Yeah, going to go make a drink while we wait. Because right now, I don't think anybody should be in any trade on GJ anyway. You know, because we don't know. We're coming into the last 30 minutes of the 4 hours. Well, and while the 4 hours closing, I wouldn't be. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so I'll be back in a sec, guys. Morning, Wilson. Oh, we got a new. Let me just say. T6. Morning, Will. We've got a new member here today. Got Will in here today. So I'm sure you guys will make him welcome. So I'm just going to go make a drink. And then, yeah, so just going to keep an eye on this 30-minute close on GJ. Hopefully in the next 12 minutes it can stay bullish. but we're gonna keep an eye on this candle. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay. We're back. Oh, looks like GJ is coming up. Morning, Ash.
If we are going to head up, it looks like we'll do the same thing we done yesterday. Tap into this level, like 136, 300,
Yeah.
and then head up.
Drive up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it could happen. This yesterday was pre-London, and then London pushed us up. So, I don't know yet. I think we could still be going down because from London Open, we have been pushed down. And when I see that in London Open, usually that means, you know, that we should see that continuation. So I think this is more maybe a retracement of the 4 hour. I also think it could be the fact that it's rejecting this area currently, and then the next 4 hours gonna, you know, have the order flow to maybe break through if we're coming down. So I mean, if you look at the 1 hour, the 1 hour still needs to close within this zone. So we have a couple of zones here. So the first zone that, you know, we could have rejected from is this whole liquidity zone. So if you see, you know, if we read kind of the situation here, we had multiple times where price tapped into this level and drove further up. We had the same thing happen here. This is what happened yesterday. We had that big liquidity grab here, pre-London, you know, to push up. Same again happened later on in the day. And now it's the first time that we're seeing, you know, a candle come and close within this zone. So I think at this point, there's a much higher chance we could start to, you know, break through this zone. But that's why I want to, you know, look on the smaller time frames, start to see if we can start creating some resistance. It's going to be good. So we're coming up to the end of the hour, end of the 4 hour, 30 minutes. So if this candle closes, you know, like a weak bullish, and the next one breaks the low, then I'm going to execute. Yeah, I'm going to execute a sell, expecting volume to, you know, push price down. I'm just going to be aware of this level because I think we should, you know, just push beyond that. But if this candle can close weak, that's going to be good. Is the initial stop will be above this 30 minute. It's going to be a little bit bigger, but that's okay because the next candle top wick is going to be, you know, that point at which I can reduce risk. And then also on the 15 minute is another place that we can, you know, look to where we can reduce risk. So the 15 minute is trying to create, you know, a minor resistance at this area, which is pretty good, but I want to see something a bit better. Yeah, I think a break of the low of this 30 minutes is going to be good. So let's hope it can close a weak bullish, and then we can expect some more volume to keep pushing price down. Let's just check out the FTSE. FTSE's kind of doing the same thing. So if I can see, you know, some more bearish sentiment coming into the FTSE, then maybe that's going to give us an extra confluence for GJ.
It does make sense what you're saying about the hour closing below and it's leaving a nice wick to possibly fill.
Yeah, I think this is going to continue. I think personally this is going to potentially drop. I mean, if we look at the daily, everything just says to me that we're coming down, you know. We look at the daily structure, it should continue down. If we look at the 4 hour, we're now closing below this level. So now at this point, you know, we only need to break this support and we have a clean candle, which is obviously now looking on the 1 hour, this support. So we're nearly there. We're just rejecting. See, what we did is we're closing as support here, but we're also rejecting this zone. So we're almost generating that liquidity for price to continue down. So if this candle closes, you know, weak bullish, then that's going to be a good sign for me to look for some sells.
How we going, boys?
How's it going, mate? Is that Will?
Yeah, mate, that's me. That's me.
Brilliant. How's it going,
My
mate?
power's been going out, mate. Sorry, so
That's okay.
bit back and forth, trying to work it out. But
Yeah, no worries,
we've,
mate.
we've got it going. But
Yeah,
nice to join you boys. So
Yeah, glad to have you on, mate. First time in the Zoom today.
that's it. Let's go.
So welcome to that.
Nah, cheers, mate. Thank
So
you very much.
what time is it for you over in Australia?
It's about 7, mate. 7 in the evening. So
Oh, okay. So it's not too late then.
no. I finish work about 6, so it's good. I come home, I make it just in time for the open.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good.
Now
Actually.
I come and get to join on the stream too, so
Yeah.
works out nicely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would have thought it would have been like, for some people, London might be like, past midnight and stuff.
Yeah,
So
now it works out perfectly.
Oh,
But the because you boys had a time change back there, eh? Because I was
Yeah.
on the charts like 45 minutes, like what the hell's going on here? No, nothing's going on. Well, okay, that's why.
yeah, no, we had the clocks go back by an hour, so we got an extra hour in bed. But you don't even realize it.
Nah, makes sense. Happy days.
Yeah,
But no, mate, keen to join and see how we go.
yeah, nice. First day with the group. Let's see how you get on.
That's it, mate.
Yeah. Oh, we got Paul here. Let me send him the. Let me get him in. I forgot to send him the. I literally rolled out of bed and I just got on the stream. So the 30-minute candle closed weak bullish. So if the next one does come and break the low of the previous 30-minute, I'm gonna execute a sell position. Execute a sell right over here. But we never know. It could just continue moving up, fill this wick. But this candle here is not a confirmation for a buy right now. Because candle closed weak. It's rejecting this area. So maybe it's going to come up, make some top wick first, which is going to be ideal. It's going to be ideal because we don't want it to come down and break the low really, in the first few minutes of the candle open. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And if that doesn't happen, then yeah, I think that's going to be the trade. If I take it, it's going to be this break of the low. Otherwise, for buys, it's going to be a support back above this area, because then I know that we are rejecting this area. Maybe there's going to be some fake out on the higher time frame, something like that.
It'd be nice to get a bit of a top wick going, don't you think, on 30?
Yeah, I would say it's going to be better as well, because this 15-minute is going to be good to create some top wick. I mean, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but what we don't want is it to break the low like within the first couple of minutes, because that's always like, do I now enter, so a top wick is gonna be ideal, but if it does just come down and break the low, then maybe there is that momentum push and we're gonna get that, so this candle is coming down at the moment. Just a little bit of waiting, because at the same time, this candle, if it doesn't break the low and it respects the low and it flips bullish, then there's no sells.
I just got a small question. Was it start of the week last week? There was no wick on the start of the week for last week. How was that strong 4-hour move from? 135.80 pretty much to 136 for 400.
Yep.
That could possibly, we could possibly, what's it called? Like fill that hay. That could be a target, run a target. Yeah, because you know how there was that big move up.
Yeah.
With that imbalance on the left, with that big move up, start the week with no wick. That could be a possible thing to aim for. Hey,
maybe. I mean, yeah, possibly. I just think right now, the way that the candle's structuring, the way that price is, you know, setting up, it does look like we may break through this zone. I mean, as I'm just thinking, you know, if we look at, because obviously I know you wasn't here to start the stream, and so I'm just trying to keep an eye on if it breaks the low. What's going on, Paul?
Hey.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at all the time frames, like the daily time frame, and the higher time frames, to me it looks like we should, you know, start to break through this zone. So as this candle's coming down, as it breaks the low, I'm gonna execute a sell position. So nearly there. So just a little bit more, and then we're gonna.
You're gonna get it on the break of the 30.
Yeah,
Nice.
expecting a volume push. Just a little, just need that a little bit more, and then we're gonna get there.
Nice. Yeah, I got in at 310. And then just targeting 2 to 1, so 20 pips.
Yeah, nice. I think it's gonna be good to continue down. Just needs to really break below this zone. Okay, there we go. Entered in a short position right over here. So originally I'm going to keep the stop just slightly below this candle, around like 13 pips, and then really expecting this 30-minute to continue moving bearish.
Yep.
So at this point, if it breaks its own high, I'm going to close 50% of the position, probably even slightly more than that, because at this point it has no business, you know, making a top wick. You know,
Yeah, I'm hoping the
below.
pushing for the wick. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And then fall another 8 pips.
Yeah, that would be
I
pretty
got
good.
TP at 136.090.
Yeah, I'm looking at. So I think I'm gonna secure some positions down over here, which is around 10 pips anyway. And then if we can leave a run, I mean, if we can get to 138, 240, I mean, that's gonna be a pretty good day here today.
Did you say 138?
Yeah, oh no, 135. Sorry, I was reading.
Okay, I was like, that would be.
Yeah.
I was like, that's up.
Yeah, no, sorry. Down over here, because we have this clean range. We have this minor support right over here. I'm secure positions right here, and then leave a runner to run.
Nice. Yep. I'm just targeting 2 to 1. So entries at 310. TP's 136.090. So that would be 3% if we hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, hoping this 30-minute can just start to dump. Looking at the 15-minute. Just need this 15-minute just to keep pushing down. Hopefully fill this wick. And I think once we break this wick, it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paul, so how do you close like 80% of the position? You just go close custom, and then does it do like a percentage or on magic keys?
So, yeah, the magic keys, I have it set for 85, but this week I'm closing everything at 2 to 1. It's either hitting TP or stop loss.
And just see how that goes.
When I hit 1 to 1, I close 85, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to incorporate this risk to reward and see if it benefits me and allows me to still make more with not a really high win rate. If there's weeks that happens, which I'm sure there will. there will be, it'll still keep me ahead.
Yeah. So I think the way I'm gonna manage this trade is if it breaks its own high on the 15 minute. So if it breaks the high on the 15 minute, I'll close 50%, which is the 30 minute actually anyway. So yeah. To be honest, if it breaks this high at the 30 minute, I probably would close full positions.
Yeah, it might need to make a top wick for the 4 hour.
I looked at that, but then I'm just like, you know, it's kind of already screaming that it wants to continue down. So I try not to read into that too much.
True. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it is doing a little retracement, but we'll see. This candle still needs to close. As long as this 15-minute candle can close bearish, I think we're going to be good. Just a little bit of waiting involved. Let it do its thing. Yeah, we see this happen a lot. So even if it doesn't play out, you know, like it is what it is. You know, it's not gonna work out every time, but I see this happen more times than not. This works out. This. And you know, see now it's like got 20 minutes left, so we've kind of skipped that first 10-minute sort of phase. So in my opinion, it has no business coming up to break its own high at this point, you know, because the 15-minute candle is already printing bearish, and yeah, I just don't see how it has any business trying to return to create a top wick at this point. So while we
this thing just
Go on.
sorry.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, if this thing just falls 22 pips, and then that would be just great.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna, I just close everything if it did that. Oh, we are starting to come down now.
Yeah, I'm almost halfway. Right about there. But my internet, for whatever reason, if I'm like gaming, my internet's totally fine. But whenever I have MT4 and TradingView up, it like cuts in and out. Like my chart will just be frozen, and then it'll randomly refresh. My MT4 will connect and disconnect. It's really annoying.
Yeah, it looks like EJ kind of had the same candle structure here. You know, broke the low, clean candles. Oh, EJ was nice. EJ created that minor resistance that we were looking at, but I was so focused on GJ. Okay, we're coming down. We are coming down a little bit now, so I think at this point I'm going to bring stops above the current 30-minute candle, really now manage the trade, manage the risk, you know, and as we start to push more into profits, really keep managing the trade. So we've got 3 minutes left for this 15-minute candle to close. So ideally what we want to see is this 15-minute candle, you know, close like a strong bearish. I had no wick to the top. So then the next one should, you know, do like a little retest, create some form of top wick maybe, and then continue moving down. It's going to be ideal. Let's focus on the 30-minute for the minute. The 15-minute. it just needs to close below this minor support, and then it should continue moving down. So we're just looking for these little signs. These little signs that price should continue to drop. What if the 15-minute can close bearish above support? I mean, if it closes at support, I mean, I could take some risk off, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it closes, because this 15-minute hasn't closed yet. So I think if it does close at support, then that's probably not the best idea to leave full risk still on the plate. So that's a good point. Do you not care that the 4-hour barely has a wick? Not really. I'm not phased about that yet. You know, because that could come later. It may not even create a top wick. You know, I'm just focusing in on the smaller time frames because they make up the higher time frames. So this 15-minute candle now has what, 40 seconds left to close. So it does look like it's closing pretty good. So I think we're gonna be, should be good over here.
You're right, because a lot of the time on the 4-hour, it could just come down quite a lot first and then decide to pull back. You can move like 50 pips first before it starts pulling back. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, we could have like a low created and then a retracement later, and then MY pushes price up, and then we have a further sells. You know, I try not to read into that too much. You know, just focus in on what the chart's telling me. But yeah, I do think if this 15 closes above 136 to 80 to 75, then I'll close 50%, because I do want to see, you know, it's still closing below this minor support, which it is at the moment, which is pretty good. Okay, so 30-minute candle did close below, so that's still, trade is still in our favor at the moment. So it just does need to respect this high, and that's the point I would close everything anyway, because if you think about it, it's the last 15 minutes of the 30-minute. So if it comes and breaks the high, you know, there's a much higher chance that this move was, you know, some form of rejection, and then we're going to just range and fill this range. So this is the point where it does need to play out at this point now. So see what happens. Yeah, so this 15-minute candle is going to be our make or break candle. You know, if it comes up, breaks the high over here, then there's no sells. And if it does that, at that point, we just need to wait for, you know, extra confirmations, and then I'd give a trade one more chance. So yeah, hopefully can have another winning trade here today. Hopefully can secure some better profits as well. What do you think of the previous 5-minute candle? I don't look at the 5-minute, but yeah, I think once this 5-minute can, you know, break this low over here, that's going to be pretty good. But I wouldn't read into, you know, the fact the 5-minute closed bullish or anything like that, you know, because these are smaller time frames. So just, yeah, really focus in on the 15, on the 30-minute. Even the 15-minute is weaker, but obviously 2 15-minute candles make up a 30-minute, so they are very important. And in this scenario, it is important because we want this 15-minute to continue down, break the wick over here, and then continue to drop, which it looks like it wants to do, which is going to be good if it does. You know, we've got 10 minutes left here. Again, this is where I really want to, you know, manage the trade, because we've got 10 minutes left, and the last thing I want is for this candle to, you know, start to flip and then push in another direction, you know. So hopefully this is now going to start to push into our direction, and we can have a good day here today. So Paul, when you press close custom, does it you know, let you input what you want to close, like what percentage?
You gotta preset it in your settings.
Oh, I see.
So when you click load or save, I have 3 different presets.
Okay.
And one of them is the 85% on the custom.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
If you haven't got it set, you could just keep closing half, and it'll just keep closing half and half and half.
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but then when you post it on Instagram, people are like, Harrison, why'd you take 7 positions?
No, do you know what? Actually, MT5, when you close
It sorts
the
it out,
position, yeah, it does it all as one. It adds it all together. So, but yeah, no.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, see now, this is the point where I really want to see it push in our direction, which it is pretty good. So hopefully we're gonna have a good day here today.
We filled the hourly wick too.
Yeah, man.
My MT4 is frozen, so I don't know where price is at on my MT4. Great. Come on now.
It's looking good, Paul. Don't worry. It's looking pretty good.
Well, I see it on TradingView, but I don't want it to hit TP and not hit it. You know, like not register. Oh, I think we're reconnecting. There we go.
Come on, GJ. We've got 9 minutes left. Let's work your magic.
Hopefully this 30-minute can push it.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this should drop. This should drop. It's probably going to be one of them last few minutes. It just, do you know what I mean? I see that just seems to happen. Like it will dick around to like the last 2 minutes, and then it's like, oh, I need to keep going.
Yeah, I agree.
So hopefully it's going to do that. Anyway, while we wait, let's check out what's going on with the other pairs. Gold is dropping. Another 15 minutes. Yeah, it got pretty tough. It came back in that range from yesterday. So, Paul, it must have broke out when you was on the stream last night. Gold, I think.
It broke to the top.
Yeah, it broke out of that nasty consolidation. I just was surprised for an Asian session that
it pushed up pretty nicely.
Yeah, it did. So it did come down, break the low, but it is retracing. Yeah, let's wait. We've still got like 7 minutes. So we'll hold for the next 7 minutes. And then we'll see what happens. Yeah, hopefully this is just doing a retreat like on the smaller time frames, and then we'll get that last 5-minute push. Is what I'm hoping. Looks like it's struggling over here. Does seem like it's struggling. Maybe 15-minute just needs to create a top wick or something. Who knows?
Because it broke the lower already, so I made a lower low, so I might just need to make a little lower high, maybe another resistance, and then just push down again.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, it could just be doing a retest. I mean, we're still closing below this zone, so I'm gonna hold it for the minute, but this 30-minute candle close is obviously important to if I reduce risk, because if it closes below and it's, you know, closes below the zone, then the trade's still valid because it's closing below this area. The next one should respect the high, continue down. But at the same time, if it closes at support, you know, it gets pretty tough at that point to expect price to, you know, continue down. So that's gonna be that's gonna be key. That's gonna be really key. But yeah, hopefully it'll just create in some form of top wick, and then what I'm hoping is doing a retest. But yeah, most of the time this just drops, this sort of move.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. So let's get it. Ready? Hey. So I've been out here for a minute, got me grown out. Always moving around, feel like a stranger in my hometown. You ain't really about it.
It may even just be the next 30-minute candle to, you know, come down, fill the wick. It may just be early. Oh, it is retracing. Oh, it is retracing a fair bit. Oh wow, that is some retracement. Yeah, see?
Yeah, she's getting a little aggressive.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm gonna close 50% of the position. I just I don't know. I'm just debating whether to wait for the 30 to close. Yeah, we've got 3 minutes. It shouldn't break the high in the 3 minutes, surely. Yeah, okay, let's wait for the 30-minute candle to close. If it closes back above this area, then I may just close everything. But we will see. They're still respecting the high. So yeah, let's just wait. Let's just wait for the 30-minute candle to close, and then we will assess it from there. It's got like 3 minutes left. So we want it to close below this area. After executing after retest, would you always refer to the 15-minute candle for a stronger confirmation to close partials? I don't know. I look to the 30-minute to look where I can secure profits and stuff like that. Sometimes the 15-minute has a lot of minor zones, so sometimes you're gonna get, you know, the 30-minute is a lot cleaner than the 15, which, you know, the 30-minute does kind of respect those clean moves. Same with the hourly. But that's up to you. I mean, if you want to secure profits at an area where you think we can, you know, have some issues, then that's completely up to you, and I think that's still being pretty good, being pretty conservative, so nothing wrong with that, I don't think. 136 220 is 4-hour support. Yeah, I know it's a 4-hour support, but right now, you know, candles are giving me the information that, you know, price should continue down. You know, so we look at this a lot, and a lot of the times that can happen is you think that it's rejecting because of one candle, one bullish candle, and then we just get this push through this zone. So as long as this 30-minute closes below this support, this trade is still valid. And then at that point, we would use this 15 as a point at which we can, you know, reduce the risk, something like that. So yeah, I think as long as this 15 closes bearish, you know, then we're still getting the confirms. But yeah, I'm gonna hold for the minute. I was gonna close half as I was like sitting in drawdown. I was like, yeah, it's not a good idea to be sitting in drawdown. But then I was like, well, candle's got like two minutes left to close, so I highly doubt it's gonna, you know, come back up and break its own high within the last 2 minutes.
Hey, I'm gonna head off, brother. Good luck. Hopefully this plays out for both of us.
Yeah,
and
mate.
have a good day.
Yeah, take care, bro. Speak to you soon.
Yep, see you later.
See you. So we've got like 30 seconds left for this candle to close. Let's check out Euro JPY. It is also doing a retracement as well, but can continue down. FTSE. Oh, see, the FTSE did drop, but it's retracing. Yeah, I think it still looks good. As long as this 30-minute does close below this support, then I'm a hold positions. And then this 15-minute is going to be the point at which I close 50% of the position. Yeah, so it does look like candle's coming to a close. 30-minute candle closed below this support. So I suppose, yeah, I suppose we could have just waited for a break below. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if it comes up and breaks the high of this 15-minute candle, then I'm going to close 50% of the position. And then, yeah, just holding this trade now. Hopefully should continue moving down. This music is from a stream player. I have no idea. I have no idea what songs it is. Yeah, I have no idea. It just plays it randomly. So yeah, see, like I say, like most of the time this sort of play works out, you know, so just was unfortunate, but we're still in the trade. You know, we haven't had any reversal confirmation yet for me to exit the trade. I was a little wary of this candle, but I suppose it always needed to create some form of top wick. So yeah, if it breaks the high of the previous 15, we'll manage the risk there, but risk is only like 7 pips now total anyway, so just, you know, focus on keeping the losses as small and minimizing the risk. And then if price does go your direction, then it's a good day, you know.
So quick thing, mate. I was going to wait till that 30-minute close.
Yep.
So I just went for the close of that. I'm taking a sell, trying to fill that wick just created. It stops above the 30.
Yep.
That was it was like what 1.3R. So, you know, not too crazy, but just looking to fill the wick pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could have waited for the 30-minute, but I was expecting volume to, you know, break this low.
Take us down.
Yeah, so it's just the fact that it's closed below is just like, it's like, okay, well, it's almost like our lifeboat, you know. It's like saying, okay, you're still, you haven't, you know, you're still in the trade. There's no opposing confirmations. So, you know, if this candle closed at support, then it gets pretty hard to say, you know, price is going to continue down. So that's why I was like, okay, well, as long as the 30-minute closes below, then, you know, price should continue down at that point. So yeah, I think even if you had waited for the close, that's pretty good, because this obviously style here is an impulse entry. So this is something I've seen happen a lot, and that's why obviously I executed on it. But most of the time I would wait for a close, but I was expecting, you know, momentum to continue that push. So hopefully it is going to do that. But
these candles, though, they don't want to create wicks, eh? They're all just going.
Yeah, I know. So more waiting involved. So yeah, like I say, if it comes and breaks the high of this 15-minute candle, I'm gonna close 50% of the position. So Euro JPY created a minor resistance on the 30-minute as well. So I think they're both just kind of at this area where they're kind of just struggling a little bit. So maybe it's gonna be, you know, mean a little bit more volume to push us down, but I think we should be good. I mean, if there wasn't the bearish volume, we wouldn't have broke this support, because this is a key level. Remember, this is the key support from this 4-hour zone. This is the support basically on the 4-hour, because this is a previous resistance, previous support. So the fact we've actually even broken below this level already indicates that there is, you know, the potential bearish momentum coming into the market. So just more waiting.
Yeah, I got into. I waited for the close on the 30-minute.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep a real close eye on the 15-minute. But I suppose the risk now anyway is good, because, you know, my risk is like 7 pips. So if I close 50% over here, then we're gonna have like a -5 pip day, and that's, you know, that's pretty good, considering that if I get a second chance, if I get a second trade, then I'm back in profit for the day. So that's why minimizing risk is so important. So important. So yeah, I'm hoping this 15 minutes just gonna dump. I really hope it does, and then we can have a good day here today.
It's made a little wick now too, which looks,
yeah,
right.
It's a tiny wick,
yeah.
but again, like as it's coming, yeah, so as it's coming down, you're kind of just expecting, okay, well, maybe it's gonna respect this. This is like a resistance being created for price to continue down. Let's look at the, I mean, I'm not advocating for the 5-minute, but it looks like we're kind of rejecting this area on the 5-minute. So yeah, I mean, it looks good. But yeah,
makes sense, because that price action looks pretty neat, since the open is pretty much just lower highs.
Yeah, it's bearish market structure.
Pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we should be good.
Makes sense.
Yep. Just gotta hold, and we're in the hands of the market. You know, I think that's a good way of putting it. You know, when you execute that trade, you just have to remember, you know, it's out of your hands now. You know, what happens is out of your hands, but what you can do is you can minimize the loss. You know, you can control what you lose, but when you're trying to, you know, see if price is going to go in your direction, that's out of your control. We don't know if that's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to come up and hit stop loss. So we just have to be prepared for all outcomes. You know, I never enter in a trade thinking like it's one, you know, I don't need to minimize risk. I don't need to do any of that, because I'm so confident it's going to go in my direction, you know, because the market is, at the end of the day, unpredictable. Yeah, once it kind of fills this wick, it should just continue pushing. Anybody using financial juice, good or bad experience? No idea what that is, Pablo. No idea. So remember, guys, just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We are doing a Magic Keys giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you're subscribed to enter yourself into that competition. Yeah, I do think this structure is looking good, though, I have to say. Ooh, pretty nice here. So yeah, this point now, I want to see price continue down. You know, I do really want to see it continue down. And once it breaks this low, I'm probably gonna say, you know, oh, as I say that, yeah, okay, let's wait a little bit longer then. It should be good. I don't see why. It just seems like it's really struggling at this area. Yeah, we'll see. This candle's got like 15 minutes. So if this 15-minute candle closes like a strong candle, then the next 15 minutes should drop. But it really is playing around here today.
It's going down. He's taking its time. Can't make up its mind.
Oh yeah, it's really toying with us at the moment.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a GCAD trade.
Oh yeah. Now I know what you go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just waiting. I don't know. Yeah, I think it should be good. But still gonna manage risk if it does come up and reverse. Okay, this song sounds like I'm playing Mario Kart. Oh yeah, it is like Mario. Yeah, so this candle's got like 4 minutes left. So we do still want to see candles printing. Well, I want to see candles printing in my direction anyway. So that's going to be important for me. Yeah, I think, yeah, I want to see this 15-minute close within these wicks. If I get that, then I'm going to be so much more confident that the next 15 minutes going to, you know, start to drop. So hopefully, or maybe it's going to do it now. I don't know. It's playing around way too much. So I'm just going to sit, be quiet, and wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Oh, live news updates in FX. Never used it, but at the moment, I'm thinking of getting like a live squawk thing for the group. That'd be pretty cool. I know like people aren't really fundamental traders in the group, but I mean, if we get like some Brexit headlines and stuff, it's pretty important. So gonna invest in that for the group. Yeah, it is looking nice. It is looking nice now. It's starting to drop a little bit more. I think as long as this 15-minute, right? As long as this 15-minute candle closes a strong bearish, the next one should start to, you know, drop down. So, I mean, if this 15 closes like strong bearish as is, then once it breaks its own high, I'm gonna. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, nice. Nearly time to secure. Ooh, there we go, GJ. Come on, GJ. Let's go. Ooh, come on, GJ. Let's go. Let's go. Let's have a nice win here today. So where's this area that I was? We're right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna secure something. I'm gonna secure 50%, if it lets me. Why doesn't it let me do it? It's not letting me secure. There we go. I think I secured to 50%. No, or did I not? Oh, I clicked the wrong button there. Okay, let's go again. There we go. Secured 50% here. And then I'm probably just going to let the rest run at break even. Yeah, so I've got 150 left, one lot and 50 cents left, and then we'll see if we can continue down. I think it's important to secure some profits right here, because this is an area where we could have some issues, and then once we break that, then I'm gonna see if I can leave this other one lot position running, and then we're gonna have a really nice day here today. Sorry, I had a complete bug out situation. My magic keys just wasn't doing anything, and then
Happened to me before as well. Try and close the trade, and it's like you can't tell if it's closed or not.
I know. So yeah, secured positions right here. Secured 50% right here. And then yeah, letting the rest run at break even. So yeah, pretty good trade so far. Hopefully can continue down. Let's look at the 15-minute, because I know the 15-minute is coming to a close. So yeah, I think the next 15 should, feel this wick continue to drop. But it did react to this area, which is glad that I secured some profits down over here. So yeah, hopefully we can just let this one lot run and see where it can take us. Yeah, if I don't get to secure like full positions like nice again today, then yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I think it is important to secure something down over here. Oh, look at this retracement. It's nearly going to stop me out.
But that could just be a liquidity grab, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Potential, obviously, because it's the first 20 seconds of the
yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, I mean, I always like to see, when it pushes straight up, I'm like, okay. So now at this point, if it drops back to its own low, it's like you're almost feeling that momentum start to come back in. So
yeah,
I'm gonna let it do its thing. Yeah, hopefully. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm actually gonna bring my stop above the 15. And then hopefully it shouldn't break the high of the 15-minute. So it just is creating some form of liquidity wick to continue down. That's what I'm hoping. And then we're going to have a really good day here today.
Fall apart. Solar flares arrive. Buildings collapse. Only a few will survive.
It is coming up though, a lot.
The world as we know it will no longer be there. Water is gone.
Come on, 15-minute. We all know you're just creating that wick. Oh wow. Well, that just changed pretty quick. I think the music was pretty loud. Let's pause the music for a minute anyway, because we're focusing in on this trade. Let's focus. So yeah, hopefully it is just creating a big liquidity wick, and then I think we're gonna should be good.
If this was a stop for half an hour, I'd be really tempted to go for a re-entry, hey?
Yeah,
with a no wick and that obvious downward.
Yes. Yeah, I'm hoping this 15 is gonna, retrace, but it pulled up quite a lot, I have to say. Big liquidity wick if it's gonna drop. So yeah, still got this one lot 50 cent running, or 50 pence, whatever. May just be that first 5-minute candle, maybe, perhaps. Lil Gecko, very good psycho. Oh, I think you mean psyche. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is an intense moment. It really is, because it is playing around with us now. Yeah, if this 15 flips, man, this one lot, hopefully is gonna run for some nice pips. But at this point, I am bringing stop to break even on the one lot, because I don't particularly want it to come and break its own high at this point, because then it may come and stop me out, and that just wouldn't really be worth it. But yeah, maybe I didn't get to secure as much as I liked again today, but hey, profit's profit, and a winning trade is a winning trade. But if this one lot runs, oh wow, it is payday today. Because if we measure this range, it's a 42 pip range. So market could pay me nice today. Well,
because mate, if this 1 hour closes here, hey, we've pretty much broken all that major support on the left, and we're pretty much free to go down.
Oh yeah, I
this
think
1 hour,
yeah, because this 1 hour's got like 9 minutes left to close, and I would agree. I think the next one may create a top wick or do some form of retest, but I mean at the same time, if we just look at the way the candles are structuring right now, I mean, it's just screaming it wants to continue down. So I don't see, yeah. So hopefully, yeah, I think it's going to be good. I just don't want my position to get stopped out of break even, because otherwise I would have much rather secured everything. But I suppose you can't predict these things. Yeah, I wanted to secure something down over here, because I was like, I knew that this area could be an issue. It's always good to secure positions where you think, okay, maybe price may have some problems here, because you don't want to leave your full position running. And like right now, I could have been stopped out, and then I would have been like, oh man, like I didn't secure, all mad. So yeah, secured something. It may not be a lot, but it's profit, And then if this position runs, then we're having a good day. We're having a good day.
What's the target again, mate? Is it 135.85?
Yeah, I think down over here is going to be good, because if you look, okay, let's even look on the 15 minute. The 15 minute only really has some issues around 135.900. 135.920, so that's okay. Like, we don't necessarily need to focus on that. But if we look at the 30 minute, there's no issues beyond this point. Beyond this support, there's no issues. We have clean candles. So maybe, I think ultimately 135.825, but it's probably going to take some volume to get down there. But that's what I'm expecting. If we just keep seeing candles print, then MY could continue us down, as we're coming into pre-MY territory with volume. This is the point at which, if candles are still closing bearish and printing bearish, then we could, it could still, it could run. It could very well keep on going, which is going to be good. So what would be nice if this 15 closes like a week bullish with this liquidity wick, and then kind of the first entry that we tried to take, you know, where we wait for the break of the low and then it continued down. So the 15 could be setting up to create, you know, some minor support, and then that's going to break, and then we're just going to keep seeing this dropping pattern. But if this flips, wow.
Because this could just be the pullback for the end of the 1 hour too, hey?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we could get like the new hourly pullback as well, but if we just look at the smaller time frames, it shouldn't break this high on the 30-minute, and the 15-minute shouldn't really break this high if we are going to continue down. So yeah, we are entering in the last 5 minutes, so this is kind of the time where we can get either, you know, a push or the retracement, because it's the last 5 of the hour, it's the last 5 of the 15, last 5 of the 30, you know, so this is where we can either get that push or the retracement. I'm hoping for the push. Yes, oh, there we go. Come on, GJ. We all know you can do it. Yeah, it's flipped bearish now. 15 minutes flipped bearish. So pretty good. Hopefully this position can continue down.
It'll be good if that 1 hour can close below that 30-minute little area of support.
Yeah.
To the left.
Definitely. So hopefully this 15 minutes gonna take us downtown. There we go. Come on, 15 minutes. Very nice. Pretty good. Yeah, see, I think at this point I should be good with my position up over here now. I think I should be good. So I'm gonna let this one lot run, and then yeah, see where we can go. How low can we go? How low can GJ go? Need to get a nice another winning day on the stream story. But yeah, I've got a whole one lot now running at break even, so we're gonna have an almighty day here today. Imagine if we get that last 3-minute push, just fills the range. I'm gonna say let's call it a day.
Guys, pretty happy for you that you took this trade. Congratulations.
Thank you, Greg, mate. Appreciate it.
Want to ask you something.
Go for it.
I took a loss yesterday, to be honest, with exactly same setup as you are trading now.
Yep.
Could you look at the above consolidation? I took a trade exactly on the first bullish candle on the left of this consolidation.
Yeah.
Yes. So I took a trade on the break of it from the bottom.
Okay.
And yeah, then you see what was happening. My question sounds, is it, could I have done...
Could you have done something better, or is that what you're trying to say? Hello? Have we lost Greg? Is the stream still running?
Oh, damn.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, it's working.
oh, okay. I thought the stream froze out for a second. I was like, oh no, don't say that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So, I mean, yeah, I think this was just a probability factor, but at the same time, if we look at this time, okay, let's look at this time. This time here was NYSE open. So typically, when there's an NYSE open, there's a pullback. Right, so I think that's just particularly because of the timing of the day. You know, this is at NYC, and remember, it moves slightly different. You know, different sessions move different. So I think that's part of it. I also think it's part probability. If we go to the 15-minute, yeah, I mean, I think it reacted to this area here in general. You know, it couldn't break up. It couldn't break back below this area. So I would just say it's partly down to different times. It was a different session, and just probably more probability as well. So, yeah, I mean, in the London session, when we get volume and we've already had a retracement, you know, we had no real retracement here because we had this, you know, we see this big move.
Yeah, I was counting on this big push that we are in good momentum.
Look at this retracement. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's no good.
No, go down, go down, go
too
down.
late. I've been stopped.
You've been stopped?
Yeah, I've been stopped out.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so only...
Yeah, you know, I was waiting with my question for a long time when I saw in the morning. Oh shit, this is exactly the same pattern as yesterday I took. But I saw that you are taking... no, I'm not going to ask. now I asked and bam!
Yeah,
you got stopped out.
Yeah, it happens. Watch this candle be the one to just completely dump. But yeah, I mean, we could get, you know, I mean, if we see a retracement and a resistance formed, you know, so the day is not over. The day is not over. Yeah, so I only got like 80, so I got £87, 55 pence for the day on a 3 lot, which isn't great, but again, like I wanted to secure something. And then, yeah, the other position got stopped out, but that's okay. Profit is profit, I suppose, at the end of the day. So, I think if I see like a minor resistance formed, something like that, it should be good to continue moving down. But, yeah. Maybe should have secured a bit more, but that's okay. We can't dwell on the past now.
Jeez, I went to get a drink, came back, and like moved back up 10 bips.
Yeah. I know. It's done that to me before, actually. I've literally gone to the toilet.
Mucking around.
Yeah. Well, I once even went to just go put my phone on charge, and it went to 10 pips and then retraced. And then I was like, damn, I've got to secure at like 5 pips now.
Because even how it looks now, it's still closed at 1 hour, still closed beneath that support. So I guess it could.
Yeah, it
still looks pretty decent.
Yeah, so I think the hourly may need to do like a retest, and then, I mean, I think ideally, like the way I would look for like a second entry, and probably what's gonna be the one to, you know, break through the zone, is if we get a minor resistance formed. That's gonna be better.
How's your spread, mate, with Pan Yen?
So GJ right now, my spread on GJ is around a pip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So not too bad. Yeah, today's actually been pretty tough. I mean, usually this move would have happened. Like this drop would have been this break, and then we would have that momentum push. So it has been, and yeah, we can kind of see the FTSE's now ranging as well. So I think there's that little bit of die down of volume. So maybe pre-New York is going to be the point at which, you know, can form some minor resistance to continue moving down.
Because there's some news coming up, hey, no, 2 and a bit hours, so that could play a factor. Hey, I think there's, what is it? I just saw it. I can't remember what it was. Yeah,
Is it this
durable
one?
goods. Yeah, core durable
Realized
goods
sales?
and stuff.
Oh, you
Probably
mean
made
USD?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
That
going
could
to
have
be
some impact, hey.
I think that'll be okay for GJ. I mean, because that's USD news. This is probably going to be, you know, more likely to affect pound. I mean, I don't actually know what this is at all. Level, so it's kind of like retail sell type thing. So that's going to affect the pound, but it's only a yellow folder. So I think, yeah, this USD news is more likely to affect gold or USD JPY. A resistance on gold looks good though. If you get this 30-minute close bearish, it's pretty good. What did EJ do? EJ just, okay, so EJ played out, but GJ didn't. EJ played out, GJ didn't. So yeah, if you guys followed the analysis from last night that I sent overnight for a swing setup, that entry was a 50 pip call. Called out a 50 pip swing entry based on the 4-hour time frame. So pretty good. And then yeah, it looks like the daily came exactly to where, well, yeah, it's got a little bit more room, but that's pretty good actually. And I also see on my MT5 that GJ is trying to go now after stopping me out. Yeah, took the same sell yesterday. Didn't work out for me. I think, are you talking about the same one as Greg over here? It was because there was 1 hour support, price couldn't close below it, and most of my position at 5 pips. Minus 5 pips. Yeah, if you manage the trade, that's pretty good. I mean, it makes sense. Like, this whole area looked like it was generating liquidity to drop, but I think this was just a probability move, you know? But had that have happened in London session, I would have been in sales too.
So here, mate, even if we create some 15-minute resistance,
Yeah.
would you look at that, or are you purely gonna wait for a high time frame?
I think at this point, it's gonna be better to wait for. Yeah, see, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if this 15 closes bearish, then you could argue that the 30 minutes should continue down, but at the same time, now that we've kind of seen this is a rejection of this area currently, just like a minor rejection. So what happens is when there's a minor rejection, what will happen is we'll see a retracement, and then when there's more volume, more order flow, that's where we'll come down and break it. So it all depends, you know. If this candle closes bearish, then like I said, you can argue that the 30 should continue down, but the ideal setup is to wait for a 30-minute resistance. That's your best bet. That's the bread and butter, you know, because the 15 is a little bit weaker, and I've seen resistance being created here, and then the next one comes up to create the resistance over here for the drop. So yeah, we'll wait for this 15 to close. We'll assess it, but I'm not in no rush to take a second trade because obviously I still made some profit for the day. You know, it's still pretty good. But yeah, we will see. Probably gonna go make a slice of toast in a sec as well while we just wait. Now the trade is done. Please, where did you send the 4-hour analysis last night? The 4-hour analysis was sent to the private group. Yeah, that was sent to the HFX trading group. Yeah, so I think for this week, because obviously I know that other parts of the world haven't put their clocks back, so I think we are going to call it a stream for 10:30 just for this week, because I know that obviously I don't particularly want to overrun into Raja's stream, because to be honest with you, there was, once his stream came on yesterday, like most of the people left, so it doesn't make sense to keep it going. But I think his clocks go back next week, so it'll be back to normal next week. But I think we're going to actually start earlier anyway, and then just continue on for a bit longer, because I've been noticing some nice pushes around London Open. Yeah, so see the fact that 30 minutes already, coming up to break the high. I would wait for, a minor resistance, 30-minute resistance. Able to join the Zoom via Raja's Slack? No, this Zoom call is just for my private group, I'm afraid. Yeah, this is what for me, this is a big thing for them. They're paying to be able to speak to me every day while we take live trades, and they have me there for support, etc. So looks like gold wants to continue moving down. 15 minutes. But yeah, EJ sells were a good play. Very good play. I was going to take it myself, but then I was like, I just want to focus on GJ this week, I think. But yeah, EJ sells were really nice. Check out GCAD. Trying to create some resistance. Firstly, just ranging. So see if it can correct this move. If it does correct this move, then GJ may do the same. Who knows?
So how do you use a FTSE, mate? Sorry, mate. You're going to say something. You carry on.
Yeah, no. So basically at the moment, I mean, if you got time later, and I don't know if, obviously, because I know you've only just joined this morning, so I wouldn't have expected you to watch it. But after the stream, go watch on the analysis channel the FTSE 100 and GJ correlation video. So on there, it's going to show you what I'm looking at the moment and what I've been watching for the last month. And this week, I've started to see some more clearer evidence of things that I've been looking at. So yeah, when you watch that, it's going to make a lot more sense to you. But in principle, if we look at GJ right now, just to show you, for example, let's say this was the move. This was the drop on GJ. We can see there's a lot of volume. We also saw that we had like a retracement candle before London Open, and then we had the drop. If we go to the FTSE right now, similar sort of thing. Kind of tried to create some support, but I'm going to call it a retracement candle just for the second, just to prove a point. And then we had this drop at open, and then we had these further sells. So just at the minute, if you see the video, you're going to see how on a lot of the time there is some form of correlation between the two, It's not like they're in sync. It's not like they're in sync. Like if FTSE goes down, GJ's up. If FTSE goes down, GJ's down. It's not like that. What I'm looking at is, when there's something fundamentally. So with the FTSE, when you see these big moves, there's something that's pushed that, whether it's stock market fears, stock market optimism, and that seems to have some form of effect on GJ as well. So that's kind of what we're focusing on, because then if we can see the FTSE's pushing big moves at London Open, and then we look at GJ, you can see these big moves at London Open as well. So yeah, watch that video and it's gonna make sense to you.
Perfect. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, no worries. So we actually changed the analysis channel around. Obviously, literally just before you joined this morning, last night there was like 5 different analysis channels, and yeah, kind of deleted everything there just to put it all into one channel. So from now on, there's going to be all new, fresh analysis just all in one place, because then it just makes it easier just for people to kind of just scroll through, see what analysis videos is gonna benefit them. So yeah.
Sounds good, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, no problem. We got a chart over here. Do you only trade GJ? Most of the time, I only trade GJ. Occasionally, EJ, gold, GCAD, but very occasionally. Anyway, let's check this chart out over here. Okay, GJ 30-minute. Waiting for resistance to form on the 30-minute time frame. Okay, and your targets. Yeah, makes sense. I still think this area is going to be good as well, you know, because this was the point at which price created. You know, we have this, if you look left, this is, as price is coming down, it's looking left, and it sees this clean move. It also sees this minor support, which is why we tapped into that and we rejected it, which is why I secured some profits down at this area. And this area here is also a key level. So yeah, I think you got the right ideas. A resistance below 136 to 65, or even below this zone is, yeah, it's still going to be good to continue down because we're making lower lows, lower highs. So yeah, that's pretty good. But just be aware of this clean move, this support, and then I think this area here as well. And then once you break this, then I would say, yeah, you're right, we should come and hit this liquidity zone down over here. But we're going to need some volume to get down there. But yeah, so if we look at GJ now, it's coming back up. So yeah, see how it reacts to this area. So it would have stopped me out anyway, but yeah, it is what it is, I'm afraid. Yeah, so it didn't quite get to secure, you know, 10 pips. I was up around 7, 8 pips. Secured, you know, half position down over here. And then, yeah, tried to see if we can let another position run, but it didn't work out. But we see this drop. I looked at this before the stream, and this drop here was so hard to catch. You know, if we took a sell over here, you know, we would have been selling out of support, and that would have been no good. So I think we waited definitely for the right move to happen. It just didn't have that initial volume. But we have to look on a weekly basis. There will be that opportunities. There will be times where it will just run, and those are the days that the market pays you. So yeah, I'm gonna just take the small profit, and if I don't see a better setup where we can get a minor resistance, clear rejection, then yeah, I'm gonna call it a day very soon. Let's check out this chart here. Yeah, we're gonna end the stream here in like 15 minutes. So yeah. It's just like raining over here. Okay, this is GDP USD 15-minute. Okay, so you've taken a buy, or you've, okay, so I mean, if you're basing it off the 15-minute, just in my opinion, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. We have a clean candle to left hand side. You have your stop below, you know, the previous 15-minute candle. Obviously, I'd have to have a look at how the 30 minutes closed. But just in my opinion, how I think you could have maybe made this better. I mean, if this is your resistance, once this candle closed above resistance, I personally, as this candle, 15-minute candle was coming down, I would have maybe taken, you know, entries over here, because then I can keep my stop below this area, which is going to be your breakout candle. And then as price is coming up, you're already starting to secure some profits over here, right? You know, because your entry's down over here and you're already starting to be in profit. So you can manage the trade a lot better at that point, you know, because then you really want to see candles print in your direction. But yeah, it does make sense. That's just how I would maybe go about playing this better. But I don't actually trade GU, so yeah, let's check it out anyway. Let's see what's going on, because if I look at the 30-minute, and that is gonna make more sense. GU. Actually, yeah, okay, just look at GU. GDP USD. Okay, so if we look on the 30-minute, yeah, so the 30-minute candle, it closed above this minor resistance. So this was your breakout candle on the 30-minute. So I'm always looking at, okay, well, the 30-minute closed above. So the 30-minute is going to be, you know, roughly where I want to keep my stop loss, because it should respect the low of the breakout 30-minute candle. So if we go to the 15-minute, so at this point, if you're looking on the 15-minute, it broke above this resistance. Next candle closed bullish. So yeah, you're kind of expecting this 15 to continue up. But at the same time, this is why I always look at, okay, well, once the 30-minute closed above, as the next candle's coming down, I'm looking to get entries here. Because if my entry's over here, this is the point I can reduce the risk by 50%. And this is the point at which, you know, it should respect this zone for price to continue moving up. So it should not break. If it breaks the low of this 15-minute, then you can say, okay, well, you know, the probability is going to be a lot lower for price to continue up. And at the same time, you can say, well, if it breaks this low, then there's a higher chance price is going to hit my stop loss, right? So there's that. But I think if you haven't taken the trade yet, because obviously I couldn't tell whether you entered up over here or what, I think you're waiting for a support to form, a minor support above this zone on the 30-minute, on the 15-minute, 30-minute, something like that, to continue moving up. But yeah, it looks like if you did take it based on the 15 up over here, it looks like it's already coming down to hit your stop loss. So I personally would have, I would have got entries down over here, but I heard GU is pretty difficult to trade. So it should respect the low of the 30-minute if it's going to continue up. Let's go back to GJ now. Yeah, so if we look on the 15-minute on GJ, the 15-minute didn't even close bearish and actually closed back above this area. But 15-minute is a weak confirmation, so we'd want to wait for the 30-minute candle to close.
I'm thinking, mate, if the 30-minute closes below that prior support on the left and the 15-minute closes a decent bearish, taking a half risk back down to retest.
Yeah, potentially. I think
that's my figure.
Yeah, so okay, we saw this exact same structure. That's a good point. That's a really good point, because we had, if you go on my Instagram, we had an exact same sell the other week, exactly this structure, right? So if you look at the exact video, I said we're in a downtrend. You can see on the 15-minute lower highs, and all I said is that this 15-minute candle needs to close back below this support, and it did, and then the next one just dropped. So if we see that happen again, right, trading is about what you see happen, and this was a play that I executed on the live stream, and this was only a couple of weeks ago, and it was the exact same setup. Price made a low. You know, we thought, okay, 15 is closing back above this zone, but I was like, okay, well, if this 15-minute candle closes back below this support, a much higher chance for price to continue moving down, and that sell played out. So we can definitely look at that again. Maybe take a re-entry if that does happen, but this 15 needs to close back below this area. But yeah, man, the streams have been, I mean, I don't want to say it coming from me, but the streams have just been amazing these last few weeks. Just really, really stay true, to myself, because, when you're on the live streams, people may, get more inclined to take a trade because they're like, okay, well, I'm doing this live. I want to be, at my best. But the way I see it is, I'm on the live stream. I need to be showing how I put into practice what I preach. I talk about risk management. I talk about, reducing losses. I talk about patience, and I show that every stream. If you look at all the streams, I'm always looking for, I'm almost looking for an excuse not to take the trade, because I'm like, well, this, but that's sometimes bad. But for me, it's like, I gotta wait for, what I really want to see happen, and that style of patience being implemented on a daily basis, people watching, it's almost should become their form of habit, like, I know at this point this is too early of an entry, or things like that. So the streams have been amazing so far. Like for me, it takes a lot to be able to call out a live trade, and of course I don't want to lose for 50 plus people. I don't want to lose, but it takes confidence, and that confidence has just been built over time, and it's just great to finally start to see, it all play out, all come together. So yeah, we'll wait for this 15-minute candle to close, and then we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it a day there. But for those of you who are still watching, if you're looking for sells, I think you're gonna need to see a candle close back below this area. So 15 is looking good to do so, which would mean the 30-minute would close below, and then you should get the next candle, break this low, continue down. But yeah, like I say, 15 needs to close back below the support. I think if that happens, I may take a re-entry, because like I say, we saw this happen exactly the other week and it played out. So it's just a factor of probabilities. What's going on, Henry? But yeah, if I do take a second entry, yeah, I don't know. Maybe be a 2 lot instead of a 3 lot.
One thing I don't like is going against that bullish 30-minute close. Hey, but I guess if we get a strong 15 confirmation, I guess now it's turning back to bearish. Hey, so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously if this 15 just comes down, then it gets pretty hard to take a trade. But I literally saw this exact setup happen the other week, and this 15-minute, it did a little retracement at the end, which allowed me to get a much better entry, keeping stop above the previous 15, which is like 7 pips, expecting the low to get retested, and then a break below the low. But yeah, we'll see. I may execute.
I remember that trade. That was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, exact same setup.
Exactly like that, yeah.
Yeah, exact same setup. Do you trade US 30 often? No, not actually executed on US 30 yet. Just still watching. Taking my time with it. Okay, let's quickly have a look at this while we wait. Okay, it says Euro JPY 30-minute. This 30-minute candle should respect the resistance on the 30-minute for sales. Okay, yeah. So you're just waiting for like a minor resistance. I think obviously this whole area was a good position to look for a minor resistance. There was a minor resistance created on the 15-minute for EJ to continue down. Oh yeah, it looks like we're gonna miss this sell over here anyway. At this point, it gets pretty difficult. Yeah. But yeah, if I would have taken sells, it would have been if this 15, you know, closed somewhere up over here. But still, yeah, it's just didn't give us that same entry. So yeah, if we look on the 15-minute on EJ, this was your minor resistance, and then this was your candle. This was your profit candle, you know. So GJ closed, yeah, so it closed bearish, closed a strong bearish candle. If we look at the 30-minute also closed bearish. It rejected this area. So I do think at this point there is a very high chance that price should continue moving down. But I think I'm going to sit this one out. I would have taken these sells. I would have been in these sells if this candle closed somewhere like up over here, you know.
All right, thanks, mate, for your help tonight. I'm going to head off, because it's getting late in now. So I appreciate the help, though. It's been a good stream, So thank you very much, boys.
Take care.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
see you, mate.
Yes, fellas. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries. See you tomorrow, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Okay, we got another chart here from Fo. Let's check this out. Oh, pressed the wrong one. Yeah, we're gonna call it a stream here soon. Call it a day. So that's gold 15-minute, missed a move. Okay, break and retest in a downtrend. Oh, you got stopped out. Yeah, see, gold is tough, man. It really can just come and stop you out and go in your direction. So I think that's more probabilities. But I mean, I suppose the only thing potentially that you could have done different is I think you would maybe wanted that 15 to close below this minor support. And then if that happened, then it would have been a much easier sell, in my opinion. But yeah, I think over here was where the sell should have been executed. But yeah, I think that's a little bit down to probability there as well, you know. So you, yeah, I think that's just a bit of tough luck, you know. And you got to remember gold as well. Gold is tough in general. It really will, you know, wick up, and it's just nothing you can do about it. You know, that's kind of the contract that you sign when you trade gold. You know, you understand that can happen. Yeah, so looking on GJ, it's probably just creating like a top wick to continue down, but we're calling it a day here in a minute anyway. So yeah, so we had one trade here today. It was a GJ sell from around 136, 260, 250 to continue down. Secured 50% down over here at 136, 150. You know, the remainder of the position did get stopped out, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Said how I was going to manage risk. Didn't get to that stage, so it was still a good trade, good winning trade. So yeah, so unless I see something really nice that comes into play, you know, in the next couple of hours, then I'm calling it a day calling it a day here anyway. So yeah, thanks everybody who came on the stream. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, because like I said, just for those of you who maybe have just joined, there is going to be a Magic Keys giveaway at 1K subscribers. So yeah, so thanks everybody for coming to watch. We'll see you tomorrow. We had another good day here today. Hopefully people caught that trade. In fact, if anybody caught the sell that we did place and you secured profits, put a W in the chat so we can just see how many people also profited today. And then when I see how many people, we'll call it a day. So Kelsey, you must have secured some positions as well, right?
Yeah, I secured some at the bottom where it tapped into support.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Where I got stopped out, but yeah, good.
Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, nice. Ash caught that sell. That's good. Yeah, I secured 50% as well. Was really expecting it to just continue, but just didn't have that volume, I suppose, at that time. But yeah. So was it just Ash that caught those sells?
Kurwa!
What's that, Greg?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no worries. Wasn't talking to us. So yeah. Okay. So looks like we had a good day. Pablo 1 BE second entry win. Yeah, pretty good.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Yep. See you, Greg. Thanks for coming.
See you later, guys.
Yep. See you, Kelsey.
Have a good day.
Yep. So. Okay. Thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Remember, no over trading. No over trading. So yeah, thank you very much.